Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Undefeated challenger versus undefeated champion. Somebody's O has got to go. Coming to the ring at this time, the challenger from the United States, Dominic Big Trouble Breazeale. And now, making his entrance to the ring, the undefeated world champion, AJ Anthony Joshua!
April 9th, 2016. My first world title fight. I'd waited my whole life for this moment. But that was just the start, the beginning of my legacy. my quest for greatness.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
Big up Britain, yeah?
Now it's time for my first defense. For the undefeated Dominic Breazeale to come to my house. To the Lion's Den.
Pure destruction.
What a terrific talent this young man is.
I am the world champion.
The biggest smile in the place belongs to Anthony Joshua.
And it's staying that way.
Relaxed, and Breazeale has been made to wait a long time while Joshua has made his entrance.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the O2 Arena here in London, England, Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing is proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. And it's all broadcast live on Sky Sports Box Office and to the United States on Showtime. Sponsored by William Hill, along with JD Sports, StubHub, and Texo Scaffolding. Sanctioned by the BBBFC, Steward in Charge, John Reese, QC. And the International Boxing Federation, President Darryl Peoples, Supervisor at ringside, former world-ranked heavyweight contender Randy Newman. The three judges scoring this contest: from the United Kingdom, Dave Paris; from the United States, Robin Taylor; and from Canada, Pasquale Procopio. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, World Championship veteran referee Howard Foster. And now, the officials are ready, the fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. Boxing fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, with dedication to the legendary Muhammad Ali, from London, England, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, with head trainer Manny Robles, wearing red, white, and blue. Official weight, 18 stone, 3 pounds. This USA Olympian now has a perfect professional record. 17 fights, 17 victories, including 15 big wins by knockout. From Southern California, USA, the undefeated challenger, Dominic Breazeale. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner with his head trainer, Tony Sims, wearing white, trimmed with red, and officially weighing in at 17 stone, 5 pounds. After capturing Olympic gold, he now has a perfect professional record. 16 fights, 16 victories, 16 knockouts. From Watford and London, he's the heavyweight fighting pride of England, the reigning and defending undefeated IBF heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both you want your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
It's a highly charged, raucous atmosphere in this arena as Anthony Joshua prepares to go to work, making the first defense of the world title he won against Charles Martin. Will it be the easy night that the bookies think it will? Will Dominic Breazeale spring a surprise? A very confident challenger, a big challenger, and a challenger that's been working with a couple of cruiserweights in his training camp in Carson, California, trying to replicate the speed of Anthony Joshua. Manny Robles, Breazeale's trainer, is a very shrewd operator and knows that the biggest danger that Joshua brings is not so much the power, it's the speed. Now, how much have they managed to cram into Breazeale? And how will he cope with that speed when he gets tagged? Will he tag Joshua first? And how will Joshua cope with getting hit flush by an 18-stone man? A lot of questions in this fight.
Well, Joshua's not messing about. The first punch he threw was a left hook that just missed the whisker. Then the next punch was a right hand, so... No, if he can get him out of there, he will do it.
That was a solid clubbing left hand he just landed there. Breazeale felt it, absorbed it. But he looks very easy to hit in the early stages here, Dominic Breazeale.
He doesn't look to have the quickest reflexes either, Breazeale. You know, the punches coming towards him there, he didn't react the way a real sharp fighter should react. Didn't have any counters ready. Now he's dropping his hands. That's the last thing you want to be doing against Joshua.
He looks very open. His footwork is slow and ponderous.
At least to let some punches go. That's what we want to see. We want this to be an event.
Well, he did well blocking that right hand that Joshua threw. And the big bombs are getting thrown early here, inside the first 2 minutes of the opening session. Good solid raking jab there from Joshua. Breazeale getting the gloves up there, but it blinked as he felt the power of that right hand, even though he blocked it. Good, sharp, fast hands again. Breazeale is really already struggling with this speed.
See, that time, Joshua moved in behind the punches that time. He's been throwing them from full range. Good body shot there. He's moving in behind the punches now, Joshua. Just out of range with that.
Looks like he takes a shot though, Breazeale. He said he did, and he got off the floor in his last fight. Remember though, in that fight, his opponent, tough and durable himself, but he was outweighed by 3 stone, and still Breazeale hit the deck. Joshua ripping through the defenses once again.
Well, already he's done a lot better than Charles Martin last time here. So he's here to give it a go, which is the important thing, giving us a show.
That's a very high-risk plan. Round 2 then. Joshua swaggers out casually, arrogantly. Just looking to find his range against this big American.
Well, Joshua's actually doing the right things, because this is an unknown quantity. I mean, he scored 15 knockouts in the heavyweight division. Oh, terrific.
Too much speed, a lot of power there. Breazeale wobbled again. How much more of this can he take, as Joshua is just teeing up on him now? Just missed there, Joshua.
Yeah, well, he's burst into life now. Scouting mission over.
Well, Breazeale trying to just block some of these punches. He's game, isn't he? He's gutsy. Joshua missed again. Big smile on his face as he recognised that he missed with the right hand.
Yeah, and to his credit, he's trying to take it to Joshua. Most people who feel the power back off, get the hands up, but he's trying to come forward. So, give him the credit.
And he promised that he would bring pressure. That's exactly what he's trying to do here. But Joshua continues to just tee off pretty much at will. But if Breazeale does land, it will be very interesting to see how Joshua reacts.
Well, he came pretty close with the big right hand there, Breazeale.
Exactly.
So he's doing what we would hoped he'd be doing. He's giving it a real go.
Joshua getting the jab working. But this is the first fight I can think of that he's landed solid punches, Joshua, and the opponent has taken them very well. I mean, Dylan White stuck around for a while. Bit of damage around the right eye already of the challenger. Ducked inside there, tried to land the left hook, but he's just not able to land cleanly at the moment, Breazeale.
Oh, good body shot
Yeah,
there.
the legs have completely gone. Is that right hand? Breazeale did well to stand up. Now he's got 30 seconds to try and survive here, as Joshua slowly, methodically moves in for the finish. Now Breazeale is still stumbling a bit on those legs, and Joshua is taking his time, measuring his man. A long raking left hand has Breazeale in trouble. That left eye closing already. Breazeale gritting his teeth, trying to tough this out. Now holding on, but he is in a firestorm, Breazeale.
Keep your eyes on your opponent and on the gloves coming at you. You can't close your eyes and hope for the best. It doesn't work.
Well, Joshua only passed 3 once. Dylan White, the man who took him further than anyone. Will Breazeale see the 4th round? Not on the evidence of what happened in that 2nd round. But he is brave, but he is really shipping some punishment here. And you just wonder how much he can take.
I think with his eyes closing as well. Probably doesn't even see the left hook coming.
Joshua again just picking his shots. Breazeale doing everything he can just to get the guard up.
Now, well, Joshua is getting a chance to show us how he's been developing. You know, he's taking his time, he's paying this guy some respect, doing the job properly, the power, the accuracy, the speed.
Oh, Breazeale comes back with one. Joshua took that and then lands a combination of his own and rips through again. Breazeale, what toughness he's showing, toe to toe. He's not going anywhere, is he? In a hurry. He's got a chin. In his last fight, lost every round before his opponent, Amir Mansour, with a horrendous tongue injury, had to quit on his stool.
Now, just he can't deal with the speed of the jab. Joshua's jab is terrific. It's just keeping him under control. To his credit, Breazeale's trying to get some big punches of his own off, but he's been pushed back. Terrific.
Yeah, pinned up against the ropes here. Nowhere to hide now, as Joshua looks for the finish again, and Breazeale just uses that physical strength to tie Joshua up, and Howard Foster, dwarfed by these 2 big men, manages to separate them.
You can't question Breazeale's heart and determination. I just don't think he has the tools necessary to find some sort of foothold in the fight.
But as you've said so many times, David, with the heavyweights, one punch can change everything, and he's giving himself a chance by sticking around.
But you have to throw punches, and Breazeale isn't letting his hands go. He could just, you know, clearly he's not winning the round, so he needs to do something different.
I think the trouble is, every mistake he makes, he's been punished for it. Every time he's tried to lead off, take a grip on the fight, he's been punished. It's the speed of Joshua's punches Breazeale can't cope with. He's showing a lot of courage. He's trying to pot shot now and again himself, and I think that's his only hope, to catch Joshua with one of these pot shots. A lovely jab.
It's virtually closed. And that 4, only the second time Anthony Joshua has heard those words in a boxing ring. Dylan White took him into the 7th. But White had given him a scare. Breazeale hasn't troubled him other than his tremendous courage and his durability. That left eye, or the right eye, excuse me, of Breazeale, virtually closed now.
You know, Joshua hasn't really had to work on his defence in any of his fights, so it's actually commendable how few times Breazeale has got through with punches. You know, the upper body movement's good, the reflex are good, I love the left hook.
Yeah, as Breazeale was coming in as well, I mean, he really did land that sweetly, but Breazeale has absorbed it, came back, throwing punches. Yes, they missed, but he's showing terrific resistance here. How long, though, till Joshua breaks his resistance?
Breazeale seems like he's a fraction of a second behind Joshua in every exchange. It really is. Look when they throw combinations, he's just always that bit behind him.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Dave. It's just the speed. He can't cope with the speed of Joshua.
Good head work from Joshua there, slipping the jab and throwing a quick left hook. You know, he needs to do more of that stuff. What he needs to do is try to draw the shot, maybe draw Breazeale into throwing punches to get him out of his cagey stance to land something clean.
Well, Breazeale is just trying to grind his way through this round, isn't he? So far has avoided taking too much heavy punishment. And has already survived a lot longer than most people were predicting. The smart money, the so-called smart money, was on a Joshua win inside 3 rounds. Got around the side of the guard there.
That was a power shot. Breazeale shaking his head as though it didn't mean much to him, but that shook him.
Maybe that game plan of tucking up and taking some punishment for the first few rounds and coming in late, maybe what Breazeale's got up his sleeve.
That was nice again from Joshua, but look, Breazeale has taken it.
Yeah, he's getting caught with the same punches that have been finishing opponents, and he's taken them and he's still in there. He's tough.
Yeah, he really is. A lot of people are saying very soft defence, easy opponent this for Joshua. Well, Breazeale clearly is made of some stern stuff. Got caught again there, right on the bell with a left.
Because they're fighting at a fair old pace for the heavyweight division.
Well, he looked very relaxed sitting on his stool there, Joshua.
At this pace, I believe Joshua could comfortably, he could do 20 rounds like this. He's not being asked to push his cardio system. He's not trying sustained combinations as yet, and he's just picking his shots and landing clean, crisp punches.
Just like that there.
Exactly.
Little raid, nice combination. Breazeale, as we've said all night long, just can't cope with the speed. But I wonder if it starts to play in the back of Joshua's mind at some point in this fight. Hang on, I've hit him with my best shots. Everybody else has gone down. This guy isn't going down.
Some people you need to soften up first. No matter how great you are, no matter how a big puncher you are, you have to break people down, maybe work the body first, slow them down, then the big shots will come.
Well, he's certainly absorbing a lot of headshots, Breazeale, and is firing back.
That was a solid right hand that caught him high in the head, and that can scramble your senses. We've seen a lot of fighters knocked out with that punch. But he's taking the shots and coming forward.
He doesn't want to come forward like that. Oh, he just missed with the right hand counter there, Joshua. Breazeale just slipped inside. Otherwise, that could have been real trouble for him. That's a good point you made, David, about the stamina. Breazeale is not taking anything out of Joshua, is he?
He isn't. He's not putting a real sustained pressure on Josh. He's basically standing just outside punching distance, waiting to get hit, like he did just then. No head movement, lateral movement. He needs to do something a little different if he wants to start winning rounds.
Now Joshua steps up the tempo a little bit more. Breazeale continues to fire back, landed a right hand, seemingly without effect. Joshua again ripping through. Breazeale looking to attack the body in response. Every time he's been tagged upstairs, he looks to try and land something at Joshua's midsection.
I think Joshua got a lot of satisfaction out of this performance, because this guy's making him work. He's not laying it on a plate for him. Okay, all we're getting from him is stubborn resistance. He's not winning anything. He's not capable of winning anything. But he's done an awful lot better than anybody expected.
And Joshua teeing off again as we get down inside the last 30 seconds here of round 5.
I'd like to see Joshua show a little bit more imagination, maybe change his look a little bit. You know, maybe start working the body, start changing it up. What he's doing at the moment is working, he's winning rounds, but, you know, I'd like to see him, you know, close the show, land 3 or 4 unanswered clean punches on the button. When he makes him miss like he did then, make him pay, make every one of Breazeale's punches that are slow, make him pay for them. Good shot. Dominating the fight.
His punches tonight, he knows what's coming.
No matter how hard you punch, if you're able to see your opponent's punches coming, you can brace them, you can take them. The ones that take them out are the ones that you don't see, you're right.
On with the show then. Breazeale, 5 rounds adrift after 5, but showing commendable heart and grit here, and has already revised a lot of people's opinions of him. Whatever happens from here. There were some saying, no, doesn't belong at this level. Too raw, too inexperienced. Well, Breazeale is showing he's certainly got the heart to go a long way in this business, even if the technique is lacking, and the technique, of course, is lacking. He's only been boxing for about 8-9 years.
But he doesn't even look naturally powerful. The punches he's throwing are kind of prodding punches, Breazeale. So we have to question the 15 knockouts that he scored. I wonder if he's going to ground people down or whatever. But, you know, he's not balanced like a puncher.
Having a look through Breazeale's record, there's no real standout tough guys that he's fought. You know, the guys he fought, the typical journeyman, and he's obviously got those knockouts against him. So against a real world-class opponent, we haven't really seen him yet, and he's showing here that he's tough, he's got that world-level toughness. But other than toughness and durability, I haven't really seen anything in terms of speed, punch variety.
No snap in these punches, that's right, they're kind of cumbersome-looking shots.
And the snap will actually get lessened the more he gets punched. Yep. The more punishment he takes, the slower he'll be, and the less impact his own punches will have. So he needs to start moving his head or doing something different.
Meanwhile, he is taking absolutely nothing out of Anthony Joshua whatsoever. He's just picking his shots.
It looks like a sparring session. It looks like he's going through the motions, picking his shots, practicing stuff, jabbing downstairs, jabbing upstairs, not taking anything back in the process, and doing a real world-class job on Breazeale.
I'm really impressed with Joshua tonight. But remember the statement we read so often: if he hits you, he knocks you out. But this fella's still here, so full credit to him.
Absolutely.
Josh looks a little bloodied around the nose. I'm not sure he got hit with. I didn't see any shots land from Breazeale, but his nose is a little bloody. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, you're right. And Breazeale, in the last minute of this 6th round, on the front foot a little bit.
That could give Breazeale a bit of a boost, seeing a bit of damage to Joshua's face there.
Well, this is maybe the time when Joshua can catch him coming forward with that big right hand or the left hook. Get the job done, because this could become heavy weather. The temperature in here tonight is really hot. Terrific shot again from Joshua.
And Breazeale has just soaked it up.
I'd like to see a little bit more punch variety from Joshua. He's throwing similar punches. You know, the 1-2 left hook, the left hook right hand. I'd like to see him sort of vary it with the left hand, maybe left hook, left uppercut. Do some different things in there.
It's a good performance. You know, his control, his concentration, he's taking virtually nothing back.
Joshua needs to try not to telegraph his punches as much as he's doing here. You can see the right hand coming. That's why Breazeale, with his slow reflexes, is able, up until this point, to brace it and take the shot on the glove. You know, he needs to, there you go. But Joshua needs to mix it up a little bit, throw a few more combinations, put them together.
Round 7 then. Breazeale starting to up the tempo of his own work. And that's what he gets in return, a 3-punch combination upstairs that rocks the head back. And then Joshua goes to work and puts him on the floor.
When you saw Breazeale's head but not back by the punch, that's when you know he was really hurt. He didn't have the neck muscles that tense for that one, and that's just knocked the fight out of him. Job's almost over.
Can Joshua get the finish here in round 7? Everybody on their feet. Breazeale fighting for his life now, but he's down again, and it's all over. Alabaster's waving off. He's got nothing left. Anthony Joshua does it again. Still world champion.
Well, that was everything we wanted tonight. We wanted a few rounds. We wanted to see Joshua having to work against someone who wasn't here to quit. And I thought he did an excellent job round after round. You can have little nitpicky little criticisms here and there, but over the piece, he's got a real tough guy out of there, and I think he did it in a real professional manner.
And what was interesting to me there, David, it came straight after Breazeale put a bit of pressure and landed some shots of his own. He came back with that 3-punch combination that softened him up.
The bit of confidence that Breazeale got from that exchange that he threw, he landed a couple of shots on Joshua. I think that was probably his downfall, because he then started mixing it with Joshua, and obviously you don't want to mix it with someone like Anthony Joshua who punches as hard as he does, because the shots that landed on Breazeale were clean shots to the chin. And
see that one, David, that knocked his head back? That was when he didn't see it coming, he wasn't braced for it, and I think that knocked a lot of the resistance out of him. Definitely. He saw his head getting rolled back on his shoulders.
Yeah. He's telegraphing his shots a little bit when you've got an opponent who's basically out on their feet. You can load up with the shots. Joshua's doing that type of load up early on in the fight when his opponent was still fresh, and against a certain guy who can move their head well, those shots will never land. But against the opponent he had tonight, Breazeale, is basically a punch-perfect performance. It's not much really he did wrong there.
No, there's nothing you go back and fault, is there? I mean, you could look at it as saying, well, you weren't going to get this fella out of there with one punch. He just kept on the pressure, kept on applying good, solid shots, and basically broke him up.
Yeah, but I'm just glad, you know, we got a fight, we got an event tonight. We didn't get it last time. So this feels like a world title fight now. It feels like a defence of a world title. That was good. I say a spectacle.
And it's a fight both will learn from as well. Joshua will take a lot from this, and I think those of us who wrote Breazeale off as a complete no-hoper, there's a bit of humble pie getting eaten as well.
Yeah, he didn't get blasted out in the 1 or 2 rounds. I predicted that Josh would win this fight very early. But, you know, Breazeale obviously showed me he's got some durability, he's got some toughness. You know, when I saw that he got knocked down in his last fight, I thought, okay, if he's getting knocked down by a guy who's 45 years of age, someone who's 26 and in their prime, will be able to do a real number on him early. But, you know, he was up for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute, 1 second, round number 7. The winner by knockout victory, his record now, 17 fights, 17 victories, 17 knockouts. He is still the undefeated IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony.
Yeah, shoot of the month, and you done, I don't care, I'll put it up. I'm riding it. Yeah, Skepta. Send it out to Rebound X, nothing long. Yo. Yeah, you see the top 4 moves in the game, I'm in there. If you don't like
All smiles then for Anthony Joshua and his team into the 7th round for only the 2nd time. But never worried, never bothered, and as Jim and David said, well, Jim said it, and David agreed, certainly. Pretty much punch perfect, a lot learned, never really out of second gear. Took his time, didn't panic, didn't rush.
Yeah, that's what I liked, and I liked the fact that he really took nothing back in return. Okay, I cut a few, the longer the fight went, he shipped a couple of shots here and there, but his concentration, his defensive boxing, when you consider he didn't have a chance to practice that in previous fights, now it's a good performance all the way around.
Let's hear from the champ with Andy Scott.
Anthony, congratulations, still world champion. Here's your dad. Talk us through an explosive first heavyweight world title defence. I might be a while.
You know what? I should be doing that to my old man and all my family here. Family first, you know what I mean? But who can I put second? Thank you for everyone coming out tonight. Much appreciated once again. And all the fighters that made it a sick undercard. And Eddie Hearn, of course, once again. And Sky Sports and Showtime.
Talk us through the performance. Many thought that Dominic Breazeale wouldn't be able to stand up to your power and speed. But were you grateful for the opportunity to work on a little bit more of your boxing skills?
Well, it's hard because you can see they're hurt with every shot. Well, not every shot, but when you start catching them flush, they can feel the shots with these 10-ounce gloves on. So it was just a matter of time, and in the process, I didn't want to be receiving any haymakers on the way back. Also, it's been tough. I had 2 weeks off after my last fight and got straight back in the gym. So it was tough. I get a nice little break for once, and then I can come back with recharged batteries.
You're live in the States tonight, coast to coast, against another unbeaten opponent. Yeah. We know Deontay Wilder was watching the fight as well. Have you got a message for him, the WBC champion?
Unbelievable, inspirational person. He was patient, 30-year fights, got his hands on the WBC. I'm following suit. I'm making my waves in the US with Showtime backing me as well. So he watched that, and he can pick up whatever he wants to pick up from that. But it's so different when you're in the ring with each other. So one day we'll get to experience what each other's about.
I know you'll sit down with your team and you'll talk about future opponents, but who do you want to fight next? Is it the likes of Joseph Parker, the young New Zealand heavyweight?
Well, I think it's going to have to be the likes of Parker. I was really looking at, you know, the Furies. Either one of them, unfortunately, I hope he gets better soon. He hurt his ankle, unfortunately, which has postponed it because I was hoping to get that sometime in the winter if everything went well July 9th and like it did tonight. But we're going to have to reschedule that, and in the meantime, we can look at other opponents like Parker, if he's vacant, or anyone else that the people want.
I know you've always said it, you're not the finished article. What do you think you still need to work on?
Rest. I need to rest. I'm tired, I'm working hard, and as I said, now I can get some rest and recharge my batteries and start fresh again.
Just finally, the white trunks, the Ali tribute, was that a fitting end for the great man who passed away, the first heavyweight world title fight since his passing?
Oh man, inspirational person. Do you know what, when you're in here, when I'm watching Ali on the YouTube videos, it looks so easy what he does. I come in here and try to move, my feet ain't going anywhere, so it just shows you how talented the man was. And not only that, he was such an inspiration outside of the ring, so it's going to take time to get anywhere close to that, but all I can do is try, you know what I mean?
Just a word on these fans, you've had a great turnout all week at all the events.
Unbelievable turnout. I don't know how long this is going to keep on happening for, but Eddie, please, keep the ball rolling, because I'm enjoying this. This is my moment, and I'm just taking advantage of it.
Well done, and still IBF Heavyweight World Champion.
Thank you very much.
Well, the first defence was a good one. Did he impress you, Johnny?
Oh, my goodness. You know what, again, we learnt something more. We learnt he's now trying to get the rounds in, because at times he hit Breazeale, hurt him, decided to steady back and try and box his way through. We know Breazeale is so tough. You've got to give him credit, because he was there. He didn't come to just make the numbers up. But I think, again, like all of Joshua's opponents, they were shocked by the speed of jab, the stamina he's got. For a big unit, he moves like an athlete. So, yes, he impresses again by saying, yes, he's got a bit more to his armour.